In some countries like the Philippines, it's actually illegal. Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. In this video, I'll tell you about an American fugitive arrested in the Philippines, foreign beggar gang busted for using kids as cash bait in Thailand, deranged Thai man in standoff and hostage situation with police after girlfriend problems, another Israeli busted for operating illegal business, and a positive story to keep you sane in the end, beginning with the USD to peso exchange rate. Right now, $1 equal to 55.8. Before we start, I'd like to ask you to hit the like button, and if you want to show some extra love and support the channel, you can go ahead and buy me a coffee. The link is in the description, or you can scan this QR code right here. Here's our main story. The Philippines Bureau of Immigration said its officers at Mactan Cebu International Airport have arrested an American national wanted for homicide by federal authorities in Florida. In a statement, Immigration Commissioner Joel Anthony Viado identified the passenger as 57-year-old Mika David Bass, who was intercepted last April 28th after arriving aboard a United Airlines flight from Guam. Viado said BI officers at Mactan Airport apprehended Bass while after his name registered a positive hit in the Bureau derogatory check system while undergoing immigration arrival formalities. The BI chief said that Bass has been on the Bureau's wanted list since March this year when the U.S. government alerted the BI about his presence in the country. A case for undesirability was later filed against him by the BI, which would eventually lead to his issuance of an order for summary deportation. U.S. authorities informed BI that Bass is subject of an arrest warrant for vehicular homicide issued by the 9th Judicial Circuit Court of Florida last March. It was also said that Bass has a criminal history of theft, assault, and possession of other stuff. I did a bit of extra digging because I wanted to find out the story, and it seemed like Bass has actually been captured in Vietnam, Hanoi as well on April 3rd. Unless this guy is it's a big coincidence if it's two separate people. Mika, for a man, is not very popular from my understanding. David Bass, middle and last name being the same, and wanted for the same thing. So it looks like he may have posted bail at some point and went to the Philippines or tried to go. Kind of a stupid move. You come to Asia, you get arrested because they got you on a system. You go, you get taken back, and you try again. But the Philippines, let me know what you think of this story. If you can maybe do your own investigation, confirm that these two are the same, the guy from Vietnam, the guy from the Philippines. I was not able to go ahead and confirm because the face has been covered up and there's no the dates don't match up really because unless he took two separate trips. So keep that in mind next time you think you commit a serious crime and run away to the Philippines, or in this case, maybe even Vietnam or any other country, because technology is making the world a lot smaller. Next up, in Thailand, on Thursday morning, authorities were alerted to a serious incident in Bangkok district where an armed individual was reportedly to be acting erratically. Law enforcement quickly responded, securing the area and initiating safety protocol. Initial reports indicate presence of hostages. Negotiators were able to successfully secure the release. Despite efforts to communicate, the individual continued to resist and fired towards the officers. In response, authorities called for additional support and have fully secured the area to ensure public safety. Reports say he's under the influence and he's looking for his girlfriend. And that's the latest as of 23 minutes ago. This is an ongoing situation. I hope it does not hurt anyone or himself. Staying in Thailand, authorities in Koh Samui have arrested an Israeli man and his Thai partner after an undercover operation revealed the illegal sale of controlled substances at their local grass shop. Following a tip-off from the public, law enforcement conducted a sting operation at the shop. The couple were taken to custody, allegedly for selling these things to undercover cops. Yeah, mushrooms are highly controlled in Thailand. Another Israeli man operating an illegal business in Thailand. Let's go back to the Philippines for the next couple stories. A man pretending to be an NBI staffer was busted and said he can also recruit an agent inside the agency in exchange for money. The money he got from the victims amounted to 250,000 pesos. But keep that in mind because in the Philippines, many different situations, there are fixers outside like immigration, the DMV, or any kind of paperwork. Anytime you have to go ahead and get something done, there might be somebody offering you their services. So if you really want to use them, be sure they actually are either working there, that you actually get the service before you pay, or something like that, because this is something you need to be aware of if somebody approaches you and pretends to be somebody they actually aren't. Maybe our next lady was somebody that sold this guy the ID. The Valenzuela City Police, led by Station Chief Colonel Nixon Cayaban, arrested a woman for selling fake government IDs on Wednesday, May 14th. And this happens often as well. People selling you fake PhilHealth cards or government ID cards, any kind of fake ID is very common in Southeast Asia. Actually, oftentimes I've been to like just regular night markets, day markets, local markets, and in Thailand specifically, I see them all over the place selling you all kinds of stuff, even certificates, diplomas. You can find just wide open kind of situation, not even trying to hide it. Next up in Thailand, following complaints from tourists and local residents of Pattaya, immigration police officers disguised themselves as tourists and went to the areas with large numbers of tourists, and in the evening of May 13th, arrested a group of beggars carrying children and disabled beggars. The police found 5 Cambodian women, 2 men, and 8 young girls aged 3 to 10 years old. These adults people reported earnings about 300 to 500 baht per day. They rented rooms in the province and would come together by Sang Tao, like a shared pickup truck taxi, like a jeepney basically. Some of them had been living in Thailand for 10 years and already had children attending school in Thailand. This is a result of neighboring countries being in really bad situation. Cambodia, Myanmar, Laos, sometimes they come over the border and they have nothing, they can't get a job because they're here illegally, and they use kids and disabled maybe family members, and they ask for money. And 500 pesos, 500 baht is basically a minimum wage salary in many places in Thailand. So they're doing this, and Thai people are not going to like it. Obviously damages the image of the country because it's not very common to see actual Thai people begging in the streets of Thailand. There's all kinds of programs, and it's really not something in Thai culture. A lot of times you see this happening, it's going to be from immigrants, migrants, people from different nationalities from neighboring countries. And that's why it's always important to try to give just food or something. If you want to help somebody out, I typically don't give money anymore because I don't know who's doing what. Either I do stuff like buy them food or give them clothing, something they need, water, whatever it is, fruit, whatever's nearby if you want to help somebody. But I would highly recommend against giving somebody money. In some countries like the Philippines, it's actually illegal. I'm not really sure about Thailand, but yeah, keep that in mind. Let's jump back to the Philippines. 2 police officers are facing charges after allegedly causing a disturbance at a bar in Quezon City. The incident took place early hours of May 14th when the officers reportedly engaged in unruly behavior, which included throwing objects and damaging property. Bar staff contacted local authorities after the disturbance caused alarm among patrons and led many to leave the establishment. The officers involved were identified and apprehended by fellow law enforcement personnel. They now face both criminal and administrative charges, including a complaint for public disturbance and property damage. The case is currently under investigation in Quezon City. A couple people getting out of hand at the bar. Nothing too newsworthy, but I think because the police officers, kind of interesting. And let's finish off with something a bit more lighter, a charming visit with a purpose. The Bini Bening Pilipinas 2025 candidates brought grace and brilliance to the Manila Bulletin's headquarters as they explored the newsroom, met editors, and discovered how meaningful stories are made. It was a day of learning, laughter, and inspiration inside one of the country's most trusted news organizations. Yes, the Manila Bulletin is somewhere I get many of my news from when I do these shows. What the hell? I sent something using my balls sitting on this phone. Yeah, kind of cool to see a bunch of pretty faces learning a bit about how the news is done at Manila Bulletin. And now it's time for our segment Yesterday Today, where we read some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video, which the main story was about an 18-year-old girl from the UK that is now in jail in Georgia facing serious charges of carrying illegal substances from Thailand to their country. Bigley says there's no way that a 27-year-old in his right mind would not know the difference or glaring difference between a 10-year-old girl and an 18-year-old girl. I don't buy that. The whole thing is disturbing, definitely, and that's in response to a 27-year-old Filipino-American that basically met a girl that was 10 years old on a video game, Roblox, and drove 250 miles to see her. Randy says, if the snake went to the ceiling because it was hungry, it makes me wonder what else is crawling around in that ceiling. Yeah, it makes you wonder for sure. This is after a 30 kilogram long python they found in the Philippines. And lastly, STE Car says, how does a 27-year-old get misled by a 10-year-old? They don't. This is just BS. Nobody's going to believe him. And that's the end of this show. Thank you for watching. Show? Was that a show? Episode? Video? I don't know. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.